Hello and welcome back to my channel. It's Charmaine. Welcome to Guy Plans. Wanted to plan the week of July 7th through the 13th. It's already Monday. I'm behind in terms of planning for the week, but since I still have to do it, I figure I might as well jump on and record it and share with you. This week, for the month of July, actually, I wanted to do one additional thing, or two things actually. I wanted to go through my morning routine. So my goal is that every day when I'm doing my morning routine in terms of my affirmations, I want to start recording that and recording my daily lessons that I get. I get that around 7 in the morning. So I should be recording everything at 7 every day. And the goal is to be able to post it as soon as I'm done. So those should be some short clips. But I wanted to just do something different so that the consistency will be there in terms of me posting more frequently on YouTube. So we're in July. I switched over. This is a Filofax crock in personal. This is my everyday carry. I've mentioned that before. This is my wallet and my notes and anything that it's my on-the-go or everyday carry. This is the Wonderland. Actually, let me move this. So actually, I wanted to share this as well. So I like writing just little note cards to loved ones, or sometimes you have people even that you work with and you just want to write them a note or send someone a note. So I had these made before COVID actually, and it's made with linen paper, and I had them customized, and unfortunately the store that I went to purchase it is no longer around. So I use this very sparingly. I collect cards as well. So I have a drawer full of other cards that I use in rotation. And maybe one day I will do just flip through, not a flip through, just a walk through of all the cards that I have in my collection that I'm still, every year I get a new box. So that's something that I would like to share. So I need to just start really making this list, right? Of things that I need to share. But anyhow, just wanted to move this over, but I just thought it was cute. It just has my initials on there. And I am, of course, in the Wonderland 222. And this is the A5 size. And it is in the cover. This cover is actually the Coach cover. I purchased this last summer and it is leather. So I did get I am using, I believe it's a sleeve that I got off of, oh no, it's my old Hobonichi. It's a Hobonichi cover. And I just cut a slit in there so that the flap can come through. Because of course this will get dirty easily. But as you know, as all of us planner babes and gals do, we change our covers, and I try to change the cover once a month, since that's the only thing I'm really changing, because everything else in here remains the same. So it gives me something to look forward to with just having at least a different cover. And this is so pretty, right? I think I'm going to save this or use this one July and August. I may switch up in September, but these are giving nice summer vibes, right? Okay, so I wanted to make things a little easier. I'm going to move this out the way a little bit. I do need my pens and such today, but I have already put tabs, so that will help. I need to update my steps. See, there were a couple days that I didn't really do much moving. I had been traveling. The reason why I am behind on planning for my week is just because I spent the weekend with my daughter. She lives in the same state, but she lives about almost 3 hours away. And I wanted to spend some time with her this weekend. So drove up there on Saturday. So Sunday normally is my time for planning the week. but we had such a really nice time over the weekend. Didn't want to interrupt that, and came home this morning, and of course busy with other things in life, so decided to make sure I record today. So I need to update my steps, but I'm using my phone to record. So I'm gonna have to do that once I'm done. I did update my goals for July, for the rest of the quarter actually, because I have planned my year out, so I do know what all of my goals are for each quarter. But for July, I wanted to focus on, these are the 4 areas for the next quarter. My spiritual, in terms of my daily mindfulness, joining a group at church. For my business, I need to review all of my goals that I have so far for the rest of the year and focus on my next promotion. For self-care, just really weekly self-care in terms of, I like doing my nails. I actually cut them all the way down, and I wanted them to breathe for a minute. So while I was with my daughter this weekend, she uses gel and it burns my hand, the lights, but she had some pretty colors and I wanted to try it. And of course I paid for it after because my hands were burning so badly. So once I take these off in probably 2 weeks, I'm never going to touch those gels with the lights anymore, because it really burns my skin. It took about 2 hours before the burning stopped. But self-care, that's important. So definitely I have that on the calendar, and I actually schedule a massage for myself. I want to start going back every other month. I used to go monthly when I lived in California. But now, since I'm getting back into the mode of taking care of myself, the weekly self-care can be my manis and pedis that I give myself, you know, taking care of my hair, my skin, giving myself some mini facials. But I have a massage schedule for next Monday, so I'm looking forward to that. And in terms of healthcare as well, being creative. I need to move this down because it's on the wrong line. But being creative, and I bought actually watercolors a couple months back, and so I want to start just messing around with it. I'm not a professional, but this paper in the Wonderland 222 is perfect for using watercolors and just messing around. So I'm really excited about that. I already brought them down to the office, so I can't wait to start doing some messing around and seeing what I come up with. And then in terms of health, I actually have 2 things. I need to add the additional. I need to start having more movement, even if it's once, twice a week. But then the other thing that I wanted to also make sure I do this month, and I've been doing it so far since July has started, is my water intake to at least 64 ounces a day. So that is the only other thing I need to include. And my old faithful vision board, my phrase is no fear for the year, because I've made some big changes. Maybe one of the videos I'll do a separate video and have an extra video for one of the weeks where I go into the major life changes that I've done and why I did it in May, and why through today actually it's the best decision I've made for myself, and why those things are important in terms of just stopping and making sure that you take care of you. So for my business goals for July, my focus is my promotion and also building my team. So I need to also, but that goes hand in hand, right? So my goal is to hire 7 individuals this month personally. So that's why I want to be more intentional about my daily productivity, my daily taking care of the day, how I start the day, because that sets the tone and the mood for everything else. And so important. So then in personal, the other thing that I have here for my business that I want to do in July that's already paid for is my mortgage license. So I need to do that. I've already paid for that. I paid for it last Thursday. And I need to just make sure I keep track of that. Fee. That was $110. And I am going to know if I need to pay my class. I've already done all of the requirements, so it's just for me to do the studying and do the exam. I scheduled the exam for August 1st, but I am not sure if I want to change that or not, but for right now it's tentative. So, and the reason why I schedule the exam date is because the way my brain works is if I know that I have a date set and it's on the schedule and it's on the calendar, then that lets me know, in terms of the way my mind works, that I can't play with it because I have a deadline and I have a goal. So the exam is tentative for 8/1/25 and I took the first appointment, 8:15. So that's it for business. Then for personal, I wanted to do OMAD because I wanted to eventually go back to a water fast for 3 days. So you have to prep your body. I've gone through that cycle before. In the end of, no, it wasn't the end of March. It was in March I did it. And I lost 20 pounds, but I still have a lot more to go. So OMAD is a good way for me to prep that, and I've been doing that since June 30th. So I just want to continue with that. And the other thing that I need to do in July is, oh, that will be in another section. So that's the only thing that I'm focusing on right now because that affects my health, and I want to make sure. Right now I don't take any pills for anything. I probably do need to be taking some sort of vitamins, but I am not diabetic or anything like that. So, you know, I thank God for that health. So I want to continue the good health that He has given me. So I need to take care of my body so that I don't have to later on need any additional things to help me, right? So the only other thing I need to take care of for the house is I need to get the carpets cleaned. I already have a referral, so I just need to call him tomorrow and have that scheduled. But I already have an individual who can assist me with that. Okay, and then that's it for now. And then the next section we're gonna go to is truly planning the week because I'm behind. So far I have just a doctor's appointment for Wednesday. So the only thing I need to do here, actually I also know, well, not that I know, I did it today. Let me open this up a little bit. I wanted to donate plasma on Sunday because they keep sending me texts saying that they need donations. So that's scheduled for Sunday at 8 o'clock. And what I need to do right now is just fill in my week. So tomorrow, I definitely have, they changed the name, ITLC. So this is at 12:30. Thursday, it's MPI. And one of the other things that I do is I change the military time. I'm just going to use a black. This is just a Pentel. I've had this for a long time because my go-to for writing is a blue ink. When I was at a full-time job, I use black for when I'm working for someone else, but for myself, my preference is blue. So all I'm gonna do here is just put the time, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9. I take it up to 10 o'clock because my goal also is to be getting more sleep, and I have been doing that, so I'm so proud of myself. I have been really diligent about going to bed at a decent time so that I can get at least 7 to 8 hours of sleep, and that is something that's brand new for me. I typically will get 4 to 5 hours and still be able to function without taking a nap during the day. But as I mentioned, I'm getting a little older, and just because my body has been good to me, I want to continue to be good to it. So sleep is important, and I've been recognizing that. And it was a struggle at first because I would still just wake up after 4 or 5 hours. But after me trying, and the one good thing is that I can, once I lay down, it's like my body knows, okay, it's time to sleep. So when I would wake up and it wouldn't be enough time, I can just go back to sleep without any issues. So my body, I guess, realized that, oh, she's forcing us to do more in terms of getting sleep. So I have been definitely getting more sleep the last month and a half. And we're gonna go to 10 o'clock because I prefer not to have anything past that time. And my AM schedule, anything before 7, I don't need to write down because I have a personal schedule that I have for myself, and I have a daily routine. So I don't really need to write that down. I just need to track everything after 7 o'clock. I know what my day is supposed to look like, especially now that I'm working for myself. So I don't need to write those in. It stays the same every single day. And I just need to do some coloring for a couple of the things. I forgot my markers. So let me get that. And let me adjust this a little bit, because visually it's easier to just see what I have going on if I just grab them and just use them that way. I hope that it wasn't too faint. And I still have my Miracle Morning every day. On Wednesday, I'll just take that call in the car because I'll be traveling to the appointment. I'll be able to at least hear the first half an hour. And then I can do here. I just like to block it out just for visual. And this will go until 9:30. This is 12. And then I have 8 to 10. And I can fill in the blanks. So these are the tombos. And what I did, because they erase so quickly, on the ones that did not erase the numbers, I just used the tape that we make our labels with. You know how sometimes I used the clear tape to begin with. So anything that was extended out that I didn't use, that, you know, that extra strip, that piece that comes out that has nothing on it, I saved those. And that's how I was able to then just put the clear over the number. So on some of them, I don't know what the number is. On some of them, I do, the ones that I caught. On the other ones that the number is totally gone, but I did write it down at first. I had used a marker and put it on the cap. Then I rewrote the numbers, and I was able to then just put the same clear tape over. So for this one, it's 620, even though everything else is faded away. So that's how, I think there are only about 2 or 3 that I totally erased the number that was written on the cap because I had used it so many times, and my finger, I guess the oil to my finger erased it. So there are only about 2 or 3 that do not have the numbers, but it's okay. So now I can finish loading the other thing. So we have opportunity meeting, and then training, and then Saturday I have training. And for right now, the only other appointment I have is with a client. So I'm gonna just not put her name, or their names actually, but that will be from 11 to 12, and that will be a Zoom appointment. Okay, and that's it for right now. My only other task that I have to do is 10 to 11 will be study time. Because as I mentioned, I have a mortgage exam at the end of the month. So this will be study time. Again here. I wouldn't do it on Saturday, but definitely on Sunday. I need to block out some time, but I need it. It will have to be after hours because I would prefer to have time open for if I need to do anything with clients. And the only additional thing I need to do, since my appointment is at 8, I'm not sure how long I'll be there, so I want to block that out. And this will be my travel time because I do have to drive there. All of the other appointments are on Zoom, so there's no travel time needed. And that is it for now. And nope, one more thing I need to do is, after using this planner for 2 years, I've come to realize that even though I like using the stickers for the day of the week, it's better for me to just use it when I'm highlighting the month, and when I'm highlighting the days of the week. So here how I used it on the monthly, and when I'm highlighting the days of the week for the weeklies, to just write it in. Otherwise it starts building and this becomes very thick, and you would need to then put another book under here so that you can write easily. So to avoid that, since I've used it for a while and I know what works and what doesn't, I can just do it this way. And I like writing it in. And I know it should be in capital, but my planner. And the reason why I'm not using whiteout is because then I would have to use a different pen. And actually, I did mention last time that I would do, hate saying but I would need to do a review of all the fountain pens that I own. This pen I found in an estate sale. I believe I paid either $40 or $50. It's over $200 for this pen when I got it home and was doing all the research. But and it's a medium nib. I love how it writes. It's just beautiful. It's just absolutely beautiful. And I have a red, I think I have the blood red ink in there. And I like using the reds for my headers. What colors do you guys like using in your fountain pens? I'm curious. Thursday the 10th. Friday. Saturday is the 12th. And then Sunday is the 13th. And I did say that I was going to use this section for meals, even though I used the app, the Lose It app, because I want this to be a one capsule diary document of my 2025, and for it to have everything that I've done, including meals, I will have to leave it here. So I did pre-fill the items that were missing, so I need to just add what I had for today. I had a wonderful, delicious salad. There's a whole lot of stuff in it. This morning, before I left my daughter's apartment, she made me coffee for the road. I had my my flask, so she made some fresh coffee. So I had that on the road. I did not have to stop for Starbucks. So coffee with oat and almond. She had some sort of combination creamer. And then I had greens. And I had quinoa. And then I had, what was in that salad? I had a whole lot of stuff in that salad. I had, some were nutritional and some were not. They were just tasty. I had corn that I zhuzhed up. I had quinoa, cone, I had cheese. What else did I have in there? I had olives. I had, I did egg whites, boiled. I had 2 of those. I'm not a big fan of eggs, and especially when they're boiled. If I don't have them right away, then for like a salad, the yolk being in the salad, I would not have touched it. So got rid of the yolks, ate the whites. So I enjoy that. I did add the cheese. I think that's all that I had in there. Let me go through the list in my head. Oh, and I had some mango salsa. That was delicious. So between the mango and the olives, it was just like a nice sweet and salty combination. So I enjoyed it. And I used the salsa. I did not use any dressing. So it was just the salsa, whatever it gave, that's what I used. And, oh, salmon. I pan-seared some salmon. I did about 3 ounces. So it was a mighty big salad, but that was my one meal for the day. And it was delicious. And I have been drinking, I think I've had 2 of the 40 ounces. I've been using my Oh Fitful hydro flask. So the goal is to drink at least 3 of those every day. I know I've gone through at least 1.5, so I still have some time and I can finish that for the day. So this was my travel time. So I left Taylor and then I drove. This is drive time. And I still had my morning call. I still listened to my Miracle Morning, so I did not miss that at all. And even though I'm going to have the appointment on Wednesday, I am still not going to miss that. So I'll still be able to at least listen to half an hour of it. So Miracle Morning. So I have that accounted for. So I'll just need to fill in. I did some shopping. I did a rental car. So I did Costco. I had to get gas and such. And then rental return. Then I had errands. And that is it for now. What I am going to do, as I mentioned, some of these I don't need to see right now, but I am going to, from tomorrow, the goal, because see, over the weekend I was with her, so I did not update my affirmations, but I did put my today's lessons. I started everything here, so I do need to fill this in for the day. Because I was on the road from early this morning, I didn't stop and do this because we only had time to get up, get in the shower, get dressed, and head out. So I've been moving all day, but this only because I'm still in Monday, I can still complete this. And I can put the information, the nuggets that we learned this morning on our Miracle Morning team call. But the goal is that every day I want to go through what I plan for my day. So we'll be looking, so tomorrow it will be me documenting everything that I do, just following the same template. But I want to be able to do it every day. And also looking at my weekly schedule. So if there's between tonight and tomorrow, if anything comes up that I need to document, I want to be able to update that information with you guys. So the only other thing I need to do right now, oh, and I have to update my sleep tracker. I put it in, but I didn't have my pink. But now, because these colors are a little dark, I may have to change the color that I'm doing for my tracking. And other than that, the only other thing I need to do is just add some prettiness to this. And let's see what I'm going to use. So I can move this over. This was just using the flags for me to just mark the pages that I want to identify with you guys. And let's just look at some stickers now. And what do I feel for this week? It's gonna have a lot of rain, so we need some summer looking things. And so when I open it up, not bright enough. It's funny that I like wearing black, I like wearing white, but for some reason I am enjoying seeing color in my planner. It just does something. And we can take a look. Ooh, this is pretty. Look on the bright side. Ooh, I like this one. Remember the moment. Enjoy the now. Oh, I really like that one. I think that might be the winner. And as I mentioned it before, I don't care about the month, showing. So I normally will wipe that out as it fell to the ground. And I may need to change this up a little bit because I'm starting to feel the indent because I've been putting stickers in this section a lot. And that indentation, I'm starting to feel it. So I may have to start putting things on the bottom. But for this week, I want to see it up top. And it's going to be okay that it covers some of this. I like the translucent stickers. And so I don't mind that it'll cover it up a little bit. See how pretty? But let's make sure we line that up right, because since it has the white out, I want to make sure I get it as straight as possible so it doesn't look crazy. Perfect, perfect. And I'll just need something for down here, all right, for the bottom of the screen. So let's see what we can find for the bottom. And let me adjust it a little bit, something for down here, so that I have everything accounted for. I have all my things that I knew that I have scheduled, my study time. And let me put some color in there for that. So if I give myself, and that's okay that that ran, I'm gonna have to give myself some more time on Sunday, but I'm not going to do that until about Thursday, Friday, because the goal is to have as much time scheduled for clients as possible. Ooh, this is nice. I wish if they were translucent though. So let's see what I have in this book. Oh, and I forgot to mention, this is the Happy Planner, the Midnight Botanical. And I also need to say that when I purchase these, I only get them when they're on sale. So if they're regular price, I just don't even touch. I wait until they go on sale, because they eventually all do go on sale at some point. And I can do this one. Yeah, let's do that one. We can start the process. And I don't really write a lot of stuff on the weekends on the bottom, so this can go here. Perfect. So how does that look? And what I can also do, since this is a lavender and my time ends at 11, I can just draw a line to represent the end of the day. And I probably should have done it after, but that's okay. So that if I need to note anything else on any of the days, I can still use that space for it. All right. And I like how that looks. Not I think, I like how that looks. I'm not normally a purple lavender girl, but that looks pretty. So there you have it. We have planned, we have updated. The only thing I need to do off camera is add my steps through yesterday. But we have scheduled for the week of July 13th. And I'm going to move this over so that my hand is not in every way. There we go. That's a much better shot. Bring this down. Perfect. And there we have it, folks. Me planning using my Wonderland 222 in the size A5 for the week of, not September, it's only July 7th, 2025. Thank you so much for stopping by. If you liked the information that I shared, or if you have any comments, please don't forget to subscribe. Leave me any comments if you have questions about anything. I would definitely do my best. And what I'll also do this week, because it is one thing I have been forgetting and neglecting to include, are the Happy Planner sticker books that I've been using when I plan for the week. So I'll make sure I include that when I upload the video this week. Thank you so much for joining. And again, I will see you next week. If you have any questions, please let me know. Feel free. And have an amazing day, night, weekend, wherever you are, or whatever time you watch this video. And thank you for stopping by.